So you finally got that album done and you're ready to release it. But you got one big question. How do you promote it? What's up, guys? Brandon here from KDMR Music, the channel helping to make you a more successful musician. We do this through videos about music marketing, music strategy, and general music business education. So if you're interested in that type of content and you need to take your career to the next level, consider subscribing. Now, today we're talking about how to promote your music. I feel like I get this question a lot, most recently from my man Anthony in the Master Music Marketing community. And it's simply this: hey, I've got a new album, I've got some songs ready to release. What's the best way to promote it? And it's a bit of a loaded question because there are a lot of ways to promote an album, but I figured, you know what? It's summertime. Memorial Day just ended. Everybody's done with the cookouts, and people are going to be looking for some new music to ride out to very soon. So if you're releasing an album soon, then we need to talk about how you're going to get that to people as efficiently as possible. And so this is going to be the first in a series on how to promote your new music now that, the pandemic has died down a bit and we're back outside, as they say. So this isn't going to be the only video we're going to talk about. Today I'm going to give you a huge tip, like one huge tip for promoting your music, but I'm also going to give you 2 objectives that every music promotion and marketing campaign needs to have. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to dive into different strategies that you can use. So for the whole month of June, we're going to be talking about how to market your music. So definitely stay tuned. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Now, this video is brought to you by Koji. Koji, you've heard me talk about them before. They are the best link in bio tool for musicians. They help you grow, engage, and monetize your fan base, all from your social media profiles. They've got tons of tools, and we're going to talk about one in specific later on. But for now, if you want to get started with Koji, use the link in the description below and go to withkoji.com. Now, we're talking about promoting music, and when we talk about promoting albums specifically, that can be kind of a big loaded thing. A lot of people have this lofty idea of what an album should be, right? Most musicians, when they make an album, they're like, yo, this is my statement. These are my 10 or 15 songs that I'm going to release, and the world's going to know who I am, and they're going to love me, and they're going to receive me so well, right? People put a lot of expectations on albums, but here's the secret. Here's the tip, right? You really should be focused on singles, especially if you don't already have a dedicated fan base. The consumer climate that we live in right now, it's very much singles focused. And over the next few weeks, I'm going to be giving you a lot of tips and tricks on how to promote your music. And most of the tips in today's climate are really better suited for people that are promoting singles, meaning one song at a time. Or even 2 to 3 songs at a time, but it's really a focus on short form content that's easy to digest, that's easy to bring in new listeners, and people don't have to feel so invested to get to it, right? So for example, Kendrick Lamar just released an album, Mr. Morale and the Big Steppers. It's a double album. It's his first album in 5 years, and when it released, we had to stop everything we were doing, turn the album on, and listen to all, I think it was 18 or 19 songs all the way through. No skips. Got to figure out how, is it good, is it not, right? That's something that dedicated fans are going to do. But just in this day and age, the microwave society we live in, people always like to call it, nobody's investing that much time in you. So I would hate for you to just put out an album and think people are going to listen to it, and then they don't. And then you're deflated. You feel defeated a little bit. So the pro tip that I've got for you is, instead of focusing on an album, especially at first, let's focus on singles. Let's get one song out to the people at a time. 3, 4, 5 singles later, with each release, you should be building up your fans and building up your fans. And I'm going to talk about some of the infrastructure in later videos so that As you're picking up those fans, as you're getting new listeners, you're building and building and building your base that when you release this album later, they're going to devour it, right? But you don't want to put the cart before the horse. Do not release 10 songs out of nowhere. It's just not the move, right? Make sure you're focused on singles. Just put out one song at a time. Put out the song, maybe put out a video, maybe do some contests on social media. There are a few things you can do to kind of make sure that song gets the exposure that it needs, but focus on one song at a time. And like I said, I'm going to give you a lot of strategies over the next few weeks, so make sure you stay tuned so that you can promote that song efficiently. Now, that's the big tip. We got that out of the way. But I wanted to make sure I gave you an idea of what your objective should be when you're promoting new music. And it's really simple, right? The first objective anytime you release music is make sure you're getting new fans, right? Make sure your music is being played somewhere where people haven't heard of you before, right? You should always have a goal to maybe get a different blog placement or get on a new playlist or do an interview on a podcast that you haven't been on before or play at a venue you haven't been on before or, record a song with an artist that, you haven't recorded with before. All of these things are helpful in helping you to get a new audience or get in front of new audiences and hopefully bring some of those new listeners back to your home base as fans of yours, right? So the first objective in any music marketing campaign is going to be to find new fans. And then the second objective in any music marketing campaign is to engage the fans that you have, and not just your pre-existing fans, but also the new fans that you get, right? People want to feel like they're a part of your journey. They want to feel like they're a part of your experience, right? I remember, and I tell this story a lot, but the first time I heard Drake, right, somebody sent me the Ransom song with Drake and Lil Wayne. I was in college, and I saw pictures of him, and I was like, yo, that looks like the dude from Degrassi, right? And then in the song, he says, who's Drake? Where's Wheelchair Jimmy at? And I'm like, yo, that is the dude from Degrassi. That's crazy. And from there, I went to his October's Very Own blog, and that's where I would go to follow all the updates from Drake. And it wasn't just, oh, the album's out, listen to it. It was like, hey, we're in Brampton today. Here's a picture of my car. Here's a picture of some clothes I like a lot. There were just things that were engaging. So if you were a real Drake fan, sometimes he would post like these little kind of little mini essays. Sometimes he'd post like lyrics to a verse, different pictures, all these different things that you got to see. And you got to feel like you were on the inside watching his journey or even helping with his journey, right? And your fans want to feel the same way about you. They want to feel like they're a part of you coming up and becoming more popular and growing and growing and growing, right? So you want to make sure that as you're promoting your music, you're engaging your fans. You're engaging the old fans, activating them, helping them spread the word about you. But you're also engaging the new fans that come your way. And that is where today's sponsor comes in. So again, this video is brought to you by Koji, and Koji is a link in bio tool that really offers the best of all worlds when it comes to empowering creators. So you've got like this kind of line between art and social engagement and commerce, and Koji really bridges all of those things very well with all of their mini apps. So they help you if you want to mint NFTs, you can do that with Koji. If you want to have exclusive experiences that only people that own your NFT can access, you can do that with Koji. So Koji gives you a ton of ways to engage with your fans, both new and old. But the one that I want to highlight today is called Boosted. Boosted is a mini app hosted by Koji that allows you to showcase a piece of content and have your fans battle it out to show who's the most engaged, right? So basically, your fans can donate any amount. You can set a predetermined amount, or you can allow them to sort of tip you whatever amount that they choose. And the more they tip, the higher they are on the leaderboard. And so what happens is they're now battling it out because they want to be the number one fan or they want to, get some recognition. You can post that leaderboard to your profile. They can post it to theirs as well. So it's really awesome. Now, This does a couple of things. Like I said, one, it helps your fans to become engaged, to really show their fandom, express their fandom, and kind of fight amongst each other for the top spot. You get to recognize their usernames and say, oh snap, like JimBob357 is always boosting my posts. Like, this is really dope. But also, you kind of get data, right? Because you can boost as many pieces of content as you would like. So let's say you've got some behind the scenes videos or some demos of songs that you haven't quite fleshed out yet, but you're working on it, right? And so you post a little cell phone video of a few different songs. Now, what if your fans are now boosting the song they like the most? And so you can even use it as like a market research sort of test data to say, all right, well, this is the one that we need to flesh out and go with as a single. And again, it's like double the engagement because your fans are giving you money. They're kind of battling it out to see, who's the number one fan. But also, they're a part of your journey because now you're allowing them to choose your next single. It's really awesome the way that you can engage fans, make them feel like they're a part of your process, make them feel like they're a part of your journey, and really allow them to bring you with them for their ride. Like, as they get better in life, as they get better jobs, better income, right? They can take this idea of this musician that they loved when they were, a freshman in college and grow with them, right? So now when you become the big star you want to be, your fans don't feel left out because you didn't like leave them high and dry, but you involved them the whole time. And it's opportunities like that that a lot of musicians don't think about when it comes to engaging with their fans. They're always concerned with, all right, how do I get more listeners? How do I get more people? How do I get 10,000 monthly listeners on Spotify? But the best way to get new fans is to engage the ones you have and to turn them into super fans. Because super fans aren't just people that spend a lot of money with you. They're people that want to tell the world about you. They're the people that are going to wear the shirt with your face on it. And so people are going to be like, yo, who's that? What's this you're wearing? And they're like, oh yeah, that's, Lil Cashflow. I'm a big fan of Lil Cashflow. And it's like, okay, well now I got to find Lil Cashflow's music myself. And maybe they become fans, right? Think about it. When people have friends, they have friendships because of shared experiences, shared interests, right? So somebody who is your fan already, their friends are more likely to want to be fans of you as well, rather than complete strangers that you're just pandering to on the internet, right? So make sure you're engaging the fans that you already have, and as new fans come in, you're finding ways to engage them as well. They're only going to help amplify your release. So just a quick recap. If you're talking about promoting an album in 2022, this summer, right? The summer after COVID, finally, you got to do three things. So the first thing I would recommend is if you're just getting your feet wet, make sure you're starting out with singles. Release one song at a time. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to do well with 10 or 15 songs. One song at a time. Build from each one. Learn from your mistakes in each release, and then move on. And when you are ready to promote that album, make sure that you are finding ways to get new fans. That's the ultimate objective with any album release, is to find ways to get new fans. So focus on playlists, focus on, doing interviews with people you haven't before. Just go places where they haven't seen you before. That way you can try to help bring some more fans into your base. And as you add more fans to your base, you need to make sure you're focused on ways to engage them. So that could be contests, that can be social media challenges, that can be just emailing them, sending them emails every week, letting them know what the progress is on your blog, updating them, right? Make sure you're keeping your fans engaged, because those fans are the ones who are going to spread the word much better than you ever could. So those are three pretty simple tips for promoting your album in 2022. Like I said, this is the first of a series. So if you've got questions about specific promotional techniques or tactics, leave them in the description or in the comments down below. And hopefully, you'll get to see your question addressed. You never know. Now, again, I have to give a huge shout out to Koji for sponsoring this video. They've been super great partners to work with, so thank you guys, and thank you for watching this video. I hope to see you in another one soon. Until then, be safe, be well, keep dreaming, and work hard to make those music business dreams your reality. Peace.